Thank you. I'll let everybody finish. All right. We all know personal experiences have a special spot in Toastmasters meetings. Chandra has shared some personal experience from his life in some of his previous speeches. He's come up with one more story from personal experience, the story of his first surfing lesson. So everyone give this is number 5, Your Body Speaks. Let's welcome Chandra.
How many surfers do we have in the house? Cool. I'm not a surfer, by the way. Surfers will truly understand my tragic plight, and even non-surfers will have some key takeaways from today's speech. Those were the days I just landed in San Diego, 4 years ago. When I first got a job in San Diego, in West Coast, I thought about West Coast, Hollywood, beaches, surfing, nightlife, etc. I remember this particular day, I woke up very late in the morning, about 11 a.m. and realized suddenly I have signed up for this surfing lessons and it's only 30 minutes away. And I have a bad headache. Needless to say, the previous night I was so drunk at this Indian singles meetup. And I failed to build conversation even with a single woman. Let me not go there, I can talk it about later, but there is a point for me to mention that. So I drove immediately to La Jolla. I started driving to La Jolla and I did not have my breakfast. I did not drink water or coffee, nothing. I just drove to La Jolla. I got this, I don't want to miss the class. So I got there. I got my wetsuit and a long 10-footer surfing board and I started walking towards the beach. When I hit the beach, I saw a young woman waiting with a surfboard in the same class. I thought to myself, forget about my last night. At least today, I'll try to build a conversation and at least try to get a number from her. I approached her. I did not even introduce myself to her, but the instructor already came in. He told us who he was. He never asked who we were. And the question what he asked me was, do you speak English? I nodded. I nodded. I was already pissed off. Okay, let me forget that, and I just carried away. And he was checking us if we are right-footed or goofy-footed. Those of you who don't know who are right-footed, those people who surf with their left foot on the lead, those are right-footed. Those people who take the right foot, those are goofy-footed. Fortunately or unfortunately, I'm a goofy-footed. So he was just smiling at me and smiling at that girl and repeatedly saying he's a goofy-footed. I was pissed off again. He was supposed to teach me and it took no time for me to understand. He was very young He was literally making fun of me, and he was sitting on that girl. And I did not mention this point. I was very huge then. Back in the days, I was 190 pounds, very huge, with zero fitness. And he was teaching us the paddling movements and the popping up. What is a paddling movement? So when you lie on a surfing board, you do just like how you are swimming to just move forward. That's a paddling movement. Once you catch a wave, you just get on your body like this and balance and surf. That's a popping up. He taught us the movements on the shore. I was trying very hard. I did not have my breakfast. I was hungover, and I'm trying hard. I'm failing over and over. He was very much impatient with me. He was nodding his head like that all the time. He was supposed to teach me, but he was giving me faces and showing the signs of unhappiness. It went like that for about an hour, and later we got into water. I leashed the board onto my leg, and I managed to catch my first wave. And I surfed for about 5 to 10 seconds. That was a moment of pride. I was just trying to show my moves to that girl. I was trying to impress her. And everything was okay until it wasn't. And then the instructor did not teach me that I should not be laying parallel to the shore. I should be always pointing my boat towards the shore, but I didn't know that. He never taught me properly. And I was laying parallel to the shore, and every wave that comes to me is hitting me and crash. That happened several times. I drank so much of salt water. You know what salt water does to your body? It dehydrates you. I'm already dehydrated by the previous night's alcohol, and more dehydration. And even until then, everything was fine until it wasn't. I was trapped in a rip current. You know what is a rip current? Rip current is a strong localized current. It drags people inside or anything on its way inside. And if you are trying to come out on the same way, you can never reach the shore. What you have to do is you have to swim sideways, and you have to come to the shore. I never knew that. My instructor never taught me. And I got trapped in that. This guy must be me. I got trapped, and I was taken inside, and I could hardly reach the floor. And I tried to swim against the current, and I was trying hard, and it took all my energy off. And this guy who was supposed to correct my mistakes, he was taking a private lesson with that girl. I was taken so inside, and I was energyless. I could barely reach the floor, and I did not even have energy to get onto the board. I gave up. I just raised my hand like that. I need help. And this guy, he did not even see me since he was very far, and later he realized I was in trouble, and he started coming towards me. He swam towards me. He tried to get me onto the board. He failed, and he cannot even swim with me because I was huge then. You cannot swim with a guy who was 200 pounds. And he himself gave up and raised his hands. And then lifeguards came by. Within no time, they asked me to hold this grip, and I was dragged to the shore in no time. I was rescued finally. That's the good news. Never before in my life I felt so helpless. And thanks to La Jolla lifeguards, and no thanks to this guy. And I have learned 3 important lessons, and forgot to mention, I did not go near the water or surfing after that incident. I did not go near the water, nor I drank alcohol until several months later. I was terrified to death, believe me. And 3 important lessons I've learned from this experience. Do not drink alcohol if you have a planned activity the next day. Even if you drink alcohol, drink lots of water, eat breakfast, and go to that activity. 3rd, do not take surfing lessons from an inexperienced guy. And that too with a girl in your team, the chances of getting her number is almost 0. And the chances of you getting rescued from the lifeguards is very high. Aloha. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wow. Whew. Abhay, please take 1 minute to give him some constructive feedback. Thank you, Chandra.